Hi, good day, everyone. So I'm Ian. I'm here to talk about the reading response and the reason for the reading response that I choose today, and what exactly is this topic is about. Um, First, you can take a look on this page, and you can see that our my topic is actually about the security assessment of an intelligent connected vehicle based on the cyber range. So, what is the intelligent connected vehicle? So maybe you have heard about the term, or if you don't, then you can take a look on the right here. This is kind of the basic structure of the intelligent connect vehicle, or you can call it the peculiar ad hoc networks. Um, this is based on the network system of the car listed, for example, the smart driving car, self-driven car, GPS connected vehicle, or even the newer vehicle that come out from the production line. But basically, this paper is focused on the intelligent connected vehicle. So what exactly it is? As I mentioned earlier, the vehicular ad hoc network. It is just about a network of the between the vehicle and the infrastructure. And the intelligent connected vehicle is more like the to be more broadly cover of everything. So let's take a look what exactly the idea it is. So when we talk about the vehicular ad hoc network, usually it is only a combination with vehicle to infrastructure and vehicle to vehicle. So how exactly is this thing work in the reality is, for example, if there's a two Tesla car um, driving on the same road together and working under the same network, they can understand each other by building computer protocol by sending and receiving the signal from each other in order to make sure the distance between them or the speed or acceleration or even the road condition that the car in the front has been detected in order to make an arrangement for the smooth driving. And that is very easy to understand. So the idea of vehicle to vehicle is, for example, there's all different kind of manufacturer. If you can make all this vehicle to vehicle connection to be working perfectly, then we can have very organized and almost, just like iRobots world that all the car is allowed to self-driven. If there's a new traffic coming, they can still control by themselves. But at the same time, in those kind of sci-fi movie, you can see the vehicle to infrastructure connection. That, for example, you can know what exactly is happened to the next traffic light, or what happened to the state to the tunnel. Is the tunnel open or closed, or is this lane open or closed? This is some kind of the infrastructure we are talking about, and this is a basic idea of the VNet, which we are talking about vehicular ad hoc network. But when we talk about ICVs, it's more like a broadly world that combined with all the sensor connection or even to the personal device. For example, let's think about Google Map. So if there's a Google Map that when you use every time, what do you think Google Map is used in order to for them to calculate the traffic at the area? Uh, Usually it is counted by the city's message from the pedestrian or traffic control light. But if this doesn't work, then we calculate the density of the mobile device that is using the Google Map at the area. And for example, if there is like they detect more than like probably 600 or probably 60 of the mobile device at the same area and didn't move for a long time, then on the map you will see the red line on the road that you wish to drive, and That's how exactly they come up with the calculation of the traffic. But on the other hand, what if we take encounter of all this emergency vehicle notification system, collision avoid system that built in the car, or real-time parking system on the car all together and connected to the vehicle to the all kind of network that we all have? Uh, in this case, your car will be very complicated and it need to be very organized and with more stronger security feature for like full functional self-driving system, or even for level 2 or level 3 self-driving system. That's how exactly it is for. But when all this happen, what it will cause is this car network. It is just like our computers. We all know it is important to have VPN or have a firewall or have antivirus system in order for them to protect us when we are using internet. So this kind of hacking will also happen on the cars. And it is important for us to assess whether their defense is strong enough or their stuff is vulnerable for the attack. And this comes up to the new term that this paper trying to explain, which is called common vulnerability and exposure. It is the problem that they can use to assess and define the threat of the car. And now we know all the basic idea of the entire paper. Then we can talk about what exactly is a problem right now. So we all know that there is more and more smart car on the road right now. A lot of car they come with, for example, electronic car. They all come with assist driving from their manufacturer, like a Tesla, like a Kia, Hyundai, or even Xiaomi, or even like Toyota. All this electronic car or even newer generation car, they come with CPU compared to the vehicle central computer back in the time. They are more complicated, so they need to receive all kind of different data from the network, just like we mentioned earlier. But according to the paper, in the past 5 years, there are 221 automotive related CVE problems. And this paper is just writing in March 2024. So you can imagine how many problems has that been already, and it haven't really been solved. And 36% of them are high risk problem, and 24% of them are medium risk. So when we talk about high risk, it's probably they can lock your car, or they can stolen your car, start your car remotely, or they can send you a full GPS information. We don't exactly know how exactly is this thing working on the real car, as long as this paper doesn't really say it. But we know how they test it. So usually there's two kind of network for the car, right? You can see there's a 2G, GPS, 3G, 4G, NFC, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, whatever you can think about it. This is just like a mobile phone that you have. And there's another one is from the cloud side. It's like, the monitor system, the TSP system, or even the smartphone control system that can control your car remotely. And all these are internet part of your car. And they will become like, for example, Android system or iOS system on your car, depends on the manufacturer. So if they get attacked and gain control by the hacker, that will become a huge problem. So for those who want to understand more about the structure and how exactly is the attack happening on the ICV, or what we call the smart car system, this is the cube that you can use to take a look, and it might help you to understand how deep and how the procedure of this attack and the security system and requirement will be. And by doing this, you might able to understand what we want to mention about later. I'll leave a few seconds for you guys to take a look. So now, after all this knowledge that we have been talking about in advance, we know that why it's important to measure and testing the security of the ICVs or smart vehicle that we know. And what exactly is this paper talking about is they're thinking they can use the cyber range method to test the exist ICV on the market with the to replace the normal or what kind of the current standard that they have in the industry, because the cyber range testing is actually very common right now for the internet testing these days. What they can do is they can reproduce the attack and the defense scenario of each side and generate all kind of the traffic in between. So by doing this, the cyber range is able to having a continuous testing in order to make sure the strength and the weakness of the system. And here's a step about how exactly the cyber range system work. And you can see this in this diagram, they will having the copy of the original network from the vehicle or from the company. That's how exactly the other cyber range working in our network environment this day. They will have a trainers that train the network in order to defend the attack, but they will have a white hat hacker at the same time that try to break system in order to find where is the problem. And in that way, they can improve the security, and in order to do this continuous testing and attack and defense testing to make sure when the using the actual product or organization, in our case will be ICV, the network system will be safe enough in order to prevent attack for such as gain control of their Bluetooth device, your microphone on the car, or your camera on the car, or even your wheels that might kill you. So that's how it works. And this diagram is the testing sequence of the risk assessment and the data security development assessment that this paper has been provided. You can see how, if you want to take a look, then you can stop here and take a few moments to understand how exactly the development procedure of the entire security product. So why is this important? Why is this paper so important for me or for us? When we first take a look on our project, we want to know that how exactly is nowadays system on the market released in order to test the security of the car, and we want to duplicate it if we can ever gain the control of the vehicle by doing the simulation. And when we take a look on the problem of the smart car on the market, we realize this is probably not the problem that's been solved yet. It is a continued going research. We have to jump in here to make sure we understand and see how exactly the network security on this area is working. and see if their standard or their procedure is good enough to protect our car or protect the drivers. And here's a short video you can take a look that how exactly is the simulator we are using. And the simulator you can see here in behind is called Carla. And we will use this simulator to connect with ONNet++ in order to having the duplicated network environment to test our system. And we are still under some kind of research to build and to write the code that is able to do this kind of testing. And hope you will enjoy our project in the future. And this is the reading research for us. But however, when we talk about the connection between this paper to our project, it's probably not as connected as we think because it doesn't talk about the exact procedure such as Sumo or Net++ or Carla, how to use this kind of test to duplicate the testing they're talking about. So my partner, they are looking at those kind of paper in order to try to get more connection and see how we can get help from this in order to duplicate the test. But however, this paper is still helping us a lot in order to help us to understand what the researches look like, what kind of threat that we have right now, and what kind of procedure they might use in the future to improve the testing and improve the security of the car. And after this, I'll put a reference of our paper, our my presentation, and our other papers in order for you to understand more. And thank you so much. And I'll see you later.